Hey everybody, it's Eric here, and today's video will be a follow-on from last week's one titled Knowledge, Experience and Creativity. If you haven't checked that video out yet, please do so. Okay guys, that video was really important to me and I worked very hard on it. I think it conveys exactly what I hope to achieve and offer you guys by standing in front of this camera. Now, last week I spoke a lot about the importance of personal growth and self-awareness, and I even invited you guys to consider that the wisdom gained from looking at these topics might be the missing piece of the puzzle in order for you to have power or conquer certain areas in your life. Now, I wanted to clarify today what exactly I meant by personal growth and self-awareness, and what exactly you can gain from personal growth and self-awareness. A lot of people, I think, consider personal growth and self-awareness to be part of the abstract, the spiritual, and just philosophy, and doesn't have any real tangible benefits or applications to your life. And I want to share with you today why it is of vital importance and why you can apply these ideas to your life. Now, today I'll be referring a little bit to this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. I want to thank Brenda for getting me onto this book. In this book, Stephen Covey talks about two ideas, character ethic versus personality ethic. And I think these two ideas really encapsulate the core ingredients for success. I really do believe that they form the fundamental base of success. And I want to illustrate what is meant by these two ideas by asking you to think of a team sport. Like American football. That's the example I like to use. In fact, I think sport is a really good analogy for life. I'm sure you'll see what I mean in a few seconds. Now, with personality ethic, Stephen Covey is talking about the different skills and techniques that we learn or pick up when we want to achieve a certain goal. And if you think about your own life, that's exactly what you turn to first, isn't it? You go on the internet or you pick up a book and you learn what step-by-step processes you need to do and implement in order to achieve, say, building a new cabinet or improving your communication skills, using body language and what different body language means and so on. Now, I would liken this to the different drills that you practice when you play a team sport, or the different techniques in passing that you learn, or the play or strategy in the playbook, the different equipment, the best equipment that you can buy in order to arm yourselves with the right tools in order to achieve your goals. But if you think about it a bit deeper, there really is a missing element, isn't there, when we're discussing success? It can't just be the skills and techniques. Is it really just the quality of the play in the playbook? Is it really just the quality of the equipment? Is it just the different skills that you have in your repertoire? I think that the most important thing that gets left out is the player, the game piece. It's you and what you can bring from within. And you can see the truth of that matter because no matter how much skill you have, no matter how good or the quality the play and strategy is, it's the player, it's the person, it's the game piece that executes the different strategies and plays and makes use of the different equipment that allows for success. And some of these things can't be controlled just purely by experience. Things like dealing with personal pressures might improve with experience, but is it really just left up to chance? Do you really just leave it up to time passing by in order for you to have a better grip on dealing with your emotions, dealing with pressure, dealing with expectations, and also with discipline? Things like discipline, you have to draw from within in order to show discipline and turn up to training and to make sure your diet is on track regardless of what things or what distractions in front of you. I know that really well. I have a real problem with keeping to my diet. I really love eating food, so that's a clear one for me, and I'm sure it is for a lot of you as well. Now, when I was playing Taekwondo, and Taekwondo is a game and is for players, when I used to play in Taekwondo, I saw the real truth of these two ideas, or the fact that I had neglected the character side, when I competed in my first black belt tournament. And I knew I had the skills, I knew I had the speed, I knew I had the agility to defeat my opponent. I had watched my opponent in the earlier rounds, and I reckon I was on par, if not better than him in a lot of ways. But when it came to the time of the actual bouts, I choked. I have to admit that I choked and I lost the bouts. I found it really difficult to manage my emotions and to deal with the pressure of all my friends watching me and the expectations of my coach and just the fear of losing and looking bad. I think that's like a core fear for most people, and I was really unable to deal with that. Now, like I was saying before, a lot of people think that it's just time and experience that will help you overcome that sort of thing. But the thing is, on that same day, I saw a lot of people, especially from my own team, who defeated people who obviously had more experience and even more skill than them. It was their tenacity, their never give up attitude, and their ferocity in their battle that they were able to overcome. My friend from Taekwondo, Locke, comes to mind. That guy is a warrior. He may have only done one technique, the roundhouse kick, but man, he really brought it, and he had an amazing win. And even some of my other teammates who fought people who were higher belt levels than them came out successful on the other end. And I don't think that you have to leave it to chance, and that's what personal growth and self-awareness has taught me, that you can actually train and learn more about these things. You can train your character and your ability to deal with your emotions more effectively by increasing your insight into these different concepts. And when you think about your different problems and challenges, whether it be in sport, whether it be in relationships and so on, it really is your inability to manage your emotional ecosystem. When you are unable to manage your emotional ecosystem, you are not able to think critically. Now, I want to point out that there is a difference between being logical and rational and thinking critically. You can definitely be logical and rational and still not be doing what really should be done. Anybody who's been in a relationship and has had an argument with their significant other, I know for myself there were plenty of times where with the argument, my arguments were definitely sound. They were very logical and very rational, but if I was thinking critically, I would have known better than to engage in this stupid argument in the first place, and that is the difference. And I'll be making a longer video in the future discussing the ideas of true critical thinking and managing your emotional ecosystem. I think that it's not all just about philosophy and abstract ideas. Knowing the scientific basis behind the ways of thinking is of vital importance, and yeah, I really look forward to making that video for you guys. Now, I invite you guys to again consider that, like I said before, you can exercise this muscle and you can learn more. And what Stephen Covey is talking about when it comes to character ethic is that he believes that the fundamental base that you should begin from is knowing exactly what principles and values you wish to operate from. And knowing your principles and values allows you to identify when your mind and your actions are not congruent with what you really want to be, your true authentic self. And what congruent means is when they actually matches up. When it's incongruent, it means that it doesn't match up. So when your mind, thoughts and actions don't match up with your true authentic self, the person that you establish that you want to be. And I think that this can be illustrated by picking up girls. I think everybody who's ever delved into picking up girls or taking the leap of faith of actually trying to ask a girl out or a boy out will understand this. It happened to me with Judith on the first proper night that we hung out. I picked her up to go clubbing with our friends, and at the club I was really interested in her, and I'll be honest with you, I was killing it. I was dancing with her and I held her attention for the entire night. And I took her home, and when I drove her home, I had decided that I really wanted to ask her out on the date. That's what I really wanted deep inside, and I was ready to do it. I got out of the car and even walked her to the door. But when I got to the door, my brain, and this is what I was talking about last week in terms of your brain not wanting to be uncomfortable, just started going to overdrive, and I started hearing that voice in my head saying things like, oh, she's not really that into you, she's gonna say no, don't embarrass yourself, and things like that. And again, your brain doesn't want you to be uncomfortable. It doesn't want you to conquer your fears, because it just wants you to stay safe and not actually meet any of your challenges. And what happened was that I let her walk inside her house without saying a word. I said goodnight to her and I let her just walk straight in. And my body, my heart was screaming, was absolutely screaming at me. This feeling was screaming at me to just speak up and open my mouth, because everyone says that with these situations you should just do it. Like, it's so easy that you should just do it. That's what I hear all the freaking time, that you should just do it. And I think you guys can relate to the story that I just told regarding me and Judith, where even though you know that it really is as simple as just doing it, you just don't have the resources to get over that barrier. And what personal growth and self-awareness can do is help you get over that barrier. First off, by knowing your principles and what you want to be and the authentic person you want to portray yourself as, and then further delving into different ideas and perspectives on different problems in people's lives, like conquering fear, like showing discipline, like searching for the meaning of life, like why is it that you have so much anger towards your parents. Just delving into those ideas and gaining a better understanding will again give you power to conquer those different challenges. It really does. And I think that it's logical to think so. You know, to gaining more wisdom in some area will give you more power. So I think, again, it's a real misconception that personal growth and self-awareness is just completely abstract and has no application in your life. Now, what I wanted to achieve by staying in front of this camera, like I told you guys last week, is be a source of inspiration and a source of information for you guys. I know all of you will not pick up, like I said, the same books that I do, and will not initiate the journey. But I'm hoping that by sharing the different ideas that have affected me, and by attaching it to a real experience, that it will affect you on the emotional level, resonate with you, and again allow you to start walking your own journey and asking some questions regarding your own life. Well, guys, that's all I wanted to say today regarding the self-awareness and personal growth. Next week, I'll be returning to my Changed in an Instant series, sharing another really profound experience of mine. And yeah, my friends, I really hope you just think about deeply what I've said and just give some real consideration to entertaining this idea of delving into personal growth. So until the next video, my friends.